You shouldn't believe we're the best band in the world. We're one of many bands in the world.
We're a unique band, the most unique band in the world. Well, maybe not the most unique either.
We never set out to be the best band in the world or anything. We just have fun.
We're not the best sounding, and we're not the best musicians, and we're not the funniest, and we're not anything. But we try hard.
Pop punk. It's fast, fun, and in your face. And if there's one band that defined it all, it's Blink-182. They weren't polished. They weren't trying to be rock gods. They just wanted to make people laugh, sing, and maybe shock their parents a little along the way. But here's the twist. While other bands tried desperately to be taken seriously, Blink didn't care. And that's exactly why they became one of the most influential rock bands of the past 30 years. This is the story of Blink-182, how three goofy, rebellious kids from Southern California became global icons, and why their music still matters today. To understand Blink-182, you have to look at where pop punk was in the early 1990s. The genre wasn't mainstream yet. Sure, Green Day's Dookie in 1994 and The Offspring's Smash shook up the charts, but pop punk was still underground, a mix of punk's rebellious spirit with radio-friendly hooks. It was a scene dominated by skate parks, Warped Tour vans, and bands like Knopf's and Bad Religion. Blink was about to take that underground sound, inject it with humor and personality, and make it a global phenomenon. The Blink story begins in Poway, California, a suburban town where skateboards were as common as textbooks. In 1992, a high school troublemaker named Tom DeLonge, known for his obsession with guitar riffs and aliens, crossed paths with bassist Mark Hoppus, a sarcastic, witty guy with a knack for songwriting. Together with drummer Scott Rayner, they formed Blink. From the start, Blink wasn't your typical band. Their shows weren't just concerts. They were comedy routines mixed with punk chaos. The guys would make ridiculous jokes between songs, sometimes making the audience laugh harder than they cheer for the music. It was raw, fun, and refreshingly different. By 1995, Blink released their first album, Cheshire Cat, on Cargo Music. It wasn't a massive commercial hit, but tracks like Carousel and M+M's captured the skate punk vibe of the era and earned Blink a loyal underground following. In 1997, Blink dropped their second album, Dude Ranch. It was a step up in both sound and popularity. This was the album that gave the world Dammit, a song that perfectly captured the bittersweet moment of growing up and moving on. With its instantly recognizable riff, Dammit became Blink's first mainstream hit, earning heavy MTV rotation and radio play. For the first time, Blink was breaking out of the skate scene and onto the national stage. They toured the US, hit Australia, where their popularity exploded, and started to realize that they weren't just a garage band anymore. Blink-182 was becoming a force.
We want to sell a good amount of records just, so we can continue playing music and not having to get some stupid job.
We still do exactly the same things we've always done. We have the same vulgar mouths. We have the same...
When original drummer Scott Rayner left the band, Blink made the smartest move of their career. They brought in Travis Barker. Travis wasn't just a drummer, he was a powerhouse. His technical skill, speed, and creative beats elevated Blink's sound overnight. He forced the band to step up, pushing Mark and Tom to write more ambitious songs. Travis's energy would become a defining feature of Blink's success. 1999, the year Blink-182 became a household name. With Travis now fully integrated into the lineup, they released Enema of the State. The album wasn't just a hit, it was a phenomenon. Selling over 15 million copies worldwide, it catapulted Blink from punk outsiders to mainstream superstars. Tracks like What's My Age Again, All the Small Things, and Adam's Song defined late 90s youth culture. The formula was simple but brilliant. Catchy pop melodies, fast-paced punk riffs, and lyrics that spoke directly to teenagers about growing up, messing up, and having fun. Rolling Stone would later rank Enema of the State as one of the greatest pop-punk albums of all time, second only to Green Day's Dookie. Blink had officially changed the game. MTV was at its peak, and Blink knew how to own it. Their music videos became cultural events. What's My Age Again, the video where they ran naked through Los Angeles, was equal parts shocking and hilarious. Then All the Small Things came along, a parody of boy bands and pop star that cemented their image as the class clowns of rock. Blink even landed a cameo in the first American Pie movie, solidifying their status as the go-to band for youth rebellion and humor. By 2000, Blink wasn't just a band, they were a cultural phenomenon. Blink's live live performances were legendary for all the wrong reasons, in the best way. Their 2000 live album, The Mark, Tom, and Travis Show, was half punk concert, half comedy special. The banter between songs was so outrageous, it became as famous as the music itself. Fans loved them because they were real, just three friends who refused to take themselves seriously. After Enema, Blink doubled down with 2001's Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. The title was a cheeky pun, but the music showed surprising depth. Hits like The Rock Show and First Date captured the thrill of young love, while Stay Together for the Kids addressed the painful reality of divorce. It was Blink at their peak, blending humor, heart, and hooks better than anyone. By 2003, Blink shocked everyone with their self-titled album. Gone Were the Juvenile Jokes, replaced with a darker, moodier, and more experimental sound. I Miss You, Feeling This, and Always proved that Blink could evolve. The album showcased their maturity, exploring deeper emotions while maintaining their signature melodic style. For many fans, this was Blink's masterpiece, the moment they proved they weren't just a joke band. But behind the scenes, tensions were brewing. Tom DeLonge wanted to push Blink in a more experimental direction, while Mark preferred sticking to the pop-punk formula. In 2005, after years of relentless touring and creative disagreements, Blink announced an indefinite hiatus. The breakup didn't stop the members from making music. Tom formed Boxcar Racer, a side project that leaned into a heavier, post-hardcore sound, and later started Angels and Airwaves, exploring atmospheric rock with sci-fi themes. Mark and Travis formed Plus 44, which had a darker, more electronic edge. During this time, pop-punk exploded. Bands like Fall Out Boy, Paramore, All Time Low, and My Chemical Romance picked up the torch that Blink had lit, but none could replicate Blink's mix of humor and heart.
Everyone was dead on impact besides me and AM. He was the only person I could get to because he was on the side of me. And I went forward to try to get to everyone else, and my arms caught fire, my hands caught fire, and then that's when I jumped out of the emergency exit, jumped into the jet that was full of fuel.
In 2008, tragedy struck. Travis Barker survived a horrific plane crash that claimed the lives of 4 people. The accident was a turning point. It reminded all 3 members of what really mattered. In 2009, Blink-182 reunited, announcing their comeback at the Grammy Awards. Fans went wild. Their reunion led to the 2011 album Neighborhoods, which blended Blink's classic sound with the darker tones they had developed individually. While the album received mixed reviews, it marked the return of one of the most beloved bands in the world. In 2015, Tom left Blink again to focus on Angels and Airwaves. The band recruited Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio as his replacement. With Skiba, Blink released California 2016 and 9 2019. While these albums had great moments, like Bored to Death, fans agreed that something was missing. The Mark and Tom dynamic was irreplaceable. In 2021, Mark Hoppus revealed he was battling cancer. The news shocked the music world, but Mark's recovery was nothing short of inspiring, and it led to a moment fans had been waiting for, the return of Tom DeLonge. In 2022, Blink-182 announced their reunion tour with the original lineup. Tickets sold out in minutes. The kings of pop punk were back, and their legacy was stronger than ever. What makes Blink-182 the kings of pop punk? It's not just the music, though their songs are timeless. It's their authenticity. They never tried to be something they weren't. They were goofy, flawed, and real. They wrote songs that made us laugh and cry, and they did it while staying true to who they were. From Cheshire Cat to Enema of the State, from the dark tones of the self-titled album to their emotional reunion, Blink's story is one of growth, chaos, and enduring influence. And even now, as they sell out stadiums around the world, they remain the same 3 friends who once joked their way through small San Diego clubs. Blink-182 didn't just define pop punk, they made it fun, and that's why they'll always be legends. From skate parks to stadiums, from fart jokes to heartfelt anthems, Blink-182 proved that you don't have to take yourself seriously to change the game. And as long as Mark, Tom, and Travis are together, they'll always be the kings of pop punk. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed diving into the story of Blink-182, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. What's your favorite Blink song? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you want more deep dives into the legends of music, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video. See you in the next one.